Okay, this video is running a little bit behind, but I wanted to spend enough time with these fragrances to actually give you my real thoughts on each one. Stick around.
I finally found what I'm missing, and now you got all my attention. Driving me wild, got me wishing that you were all mine. You're irresistible, so refreshing. You're irresistible. Tell the essence. Can feel your energy all over me. Close my eyes and I breathe in. You're irresistible.
As you may know from the title, these are the new Parfum Cologne from Roja Dove. Roja Parfums was nice and kind enough to send out these discovery atomizers. I did post these on Instagram, and a lot of people thought that I actually got these right here, but I did not. But thank you so much, Roja Parfums. I do appreciate it, and I didn't want to rush this out. I mean, a lot of people did first impressions of these. I wanted to spend a little bit more time with them so I could actually maybe talk about the performance on my skin, longevity, you know, my full thoughts on all of them. I'm not going to drone on super long about them. A lot of people are familiar with these fragrances, at least in the older version of the Eau de Parfum or the Parfum. I actually have owned 3 out of 5 of these in the Parfum or Eau de Parfum. I owned Scandal, Enigma, and Creation E. So Creation E is Enigma, which was actually my favorite of the lot, with a very close tie to Elysium. I do still have a decant of the Elysium Parfum, and it has done insane things as far as like date night fragrance for me. For some reason, I actually like the openings on these better than I do the Parfums. And what they've done is actually like given all these like either like a citrusy top, something that just makes them pop like a cologne. Being that I have owned some of these in the Parfum, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first one that I recently sold, and I hate that I did, but I actually might just go ahead and buy this version, is Scandal. Scandal is a beautiful fragrance. Now, of course, all of these do look the same as far as the discovery atomizers. As far as the boxes themselves, they look like this in case you have not seen them yet. My brother actually gave me Danger for Christmas, so thank you, bro. You the man. What kind of present is that? That's an awesome kind of present. That's what that is. So, as we were talking about Scandal, as I was showing you the atomizers, they do have very nice atomizers. They have great distribution. And this one on the dry down really smells identical to the other, but like I said, on the openings, they've got really bright, just really bright and sparkling openings on all of them. What they did is they added basil, spearmint, lavender, and tarragon to the opening of this to give it that bright pop. Scandal is super, super sexy. It is a very seductive fragrance. I am usually not like a huge Fougere fan, but these I love a lot. And to be 100% honest with you, there's a couple of them that I wasn't like super, super crazy about in the Parfum like back in the day. But of course, 2-3 years have gone by and my nose has evolved and I'm liking more things than I used to. I used to not like leather fragrances, where Roja has one of the best leather fragrances in Great Britain. I know that's getting off the subject, but that's just trying to show you how you can evolve with your nose, just like a palate. Just as you get older, the more foods that you try, the same thing works with your nose. So these are not like your dive right into type fragrances right after being just strictly into designers. If you were just like to dive into it, I would say Elysium would probably be like the most mass appealing and easy one to get into. where Scandal is a beloved fragrance, but it just depends on what you like. You know, you might go straight from wearing Acqua di Gio to Scandal, but I would suggest at least sampling these. As far as what I like, sexy. This is a head turner. The projection and performance on this was really, really good. I think I got like 8 to 10 hours of longevity, about an hour and a half to 2 hours of performance. Scandal would be date night fragrance for sure. A black tie affair, a nice event, but it does have a freshness where the Parfum Cologne, you might be able to pull off, you know, a little bit easier, like in the summer months in slightly more casual situations. But at the same time, on the dry down on this, it's easy enough to wear in the fall and winter as well. Now, as you guys may know or may not know, the Roja Dove fragrances have a buttload of notes. I'm just gonna go over a few of them and tell you what they added to make this a little bit different, and I just don't wanna draw on too long about the notes. As some of you may know, a lot of the Roja Dove fragrances have like a whole lot of notes. What we'll do is we'll actually just have them up on the screen and I'll just go over a few of them out loud. The added notes to Scandal are basil, spearmint, lavender, and tarragon add their pronounced aromatic freshness to a melody of bergamot, lemon, petitgrain, jasmine, violet, cashmere wood, cardamom, nutmeg, vetiver, and many more. This also has some tonka in the dry down, so it actually is kind of like a fresh and dry, sweet, spicy, warm, and sensual fragrance that I absolutely love. You definitely need to get your nose on Scandal. Next one up would obviously be right in my wheelhouse. If you guys know how much I love my boozy fragrances, I am talking about Enigma or Creation E. This is just a warm and sensual fragrance, but it also has that pop of kind of like a fizzy kind of soda pop opening on it. I think you may have already heard about that if you've heard anything about these new formulations of Enigma. It definitely has that cognac vibe to it. It's just a really well put together fragrance. I actually really enjoy the fresh opening on this. They added some citrus top notes to this Parfum Cologne to make it that fresh and inviting, invigorating scent that you would get from a cologne. Like I said, in the cognac, it gives you like a boozy tobacco, vanilla, and then a pop of ginger that just like, wow. A beautiful, beautiful fragrance I absolutely adore. I think I might like Enigma better than the Creation E. I think. It's just like, I don't know, I love this opening. But like I'm saying, it's like on the dry down, they're very similar, and then you can actually get these a little less expensive. Yeah, I love the opening on this. I think they did something really special with all of these. I would say that all of them are worthy buying like full bottles of. To find more information about these and actually get samples, you can go to perfumology.com. Let me read to you how they have this listed from Roja Dove about Enigma. Shrouded in a swirl of cognac and tobacco, a suave figure sits cool and composed at the bar of a private members club, where the scent of woods and leather pervade. Dressed in a way that defies the club's rules, this alluring present is definitely unexpected. Why is he here? How did he get in? You cannot take your eye off this mysterious man. Warm touches of spice blend with soft vanilla and benzoin, which create a sense of ambiguity. Nothing is quite what it seems. Roja Dove. The three top notes that they added to Enigma to give it that pop are bergamot, geranium, and neroli. Let me read the rest of the notes to you. The bergamot, geranium, and neroli are blended with lively pepper, ginger, and cardamom to create a bright and fresh contrast to a rich, sensual base of patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, benzoin, and ambergris, which underscore a highly distinctive blend of tobacco and cognac, enriched with rose, jasmine, and heliotrope. So yeah, that is everything that I vibe off of on a fragrance. And it definitely does give you that kind of air of that person sitting in that club that just shouldn't be there, that all eyes are on. all eyes will definitely be on you when you're rocking the Enigma. The next one is the one I actually spent the least amount of time with as far as like the samples, because to be 100% honest with you, it's taken me a while to like dig like solely vetiver fragrances. Some of them like I really love, and then some of them not so much. This one I really dig. It's fresh, it's bright. If I was gonna say anything about the downside to this, it's probably got the weakest performance of the lot, but I still got like 6.5 to 7 hours of performance. If you like vetiver, you'll love this. It's a sophisticated vetiver with a bright citrus pop. Let me read a little bit about this one. Vetiver, a warm, dry, fresh, and spicy sheeper fragrance centered around the sultry smokiness of vetiver, freshened by citrus and green notes. Bergamot, lemon, a spicy blend of pepper, pink pepper, nutmeg, and caraway. An unusual note of clariseed and galbanum add further freshness to the central theme of hot, smoky vetiver on a warm base of gaiac wood and amyris, tempered by rose and jasmine. Cedarwood and cedar needles are underscored by the dry scent of oak moss and leather-like citrus and labdanum to perfectly complete this quintessential sheeper fragrance. Okay, the fourth one is Elysium. I've actually done a full review on this one in the past. It is actually probably the most versatile, probably the easiest one to wear of the lot, just depending on what your taste is. Some people say it gives off, a similar vibe that a Ventus has, but you can definitely be able to, like if you smell a Ventus on one hand and Elysium on the other, there's no question which one is which. This one is a smooth composition. It's very sexy. Women are definitely drawn to this, even though all of these are unisex and can be, worn either way. Elysium, for me anyway, has definitely drawn some women in. Now, my only complaint about the Parfum Cologne is it doesn't have the longevity that the Parfum does. But other than that, the beautiful bright opening on this is super sexy, super easy to wear, a great spring and summer fragrance. Let's go over some of the notes. The notes for Elysium are lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, lime, lavender, thyme, artissima, musk, lily of the valley, rose, jasmine, apple, blackcurrant, pink pepper, galbanum, cypriol, vetiver, cedarwood, juniper berry, benzoin, vanilla, labdanum, leather, ambergris, and musk. You have to wonder how so many ingredients can actually just work in a symphony and harmony. It's absolutely crazy. To wrap it up, let's go ahead and show you the full presentation that I got of Danger. If you haven't seen these presentations, they are awesome. They come in a nice sturdy box, nestled in kind of like a crushed felt. And then you've got, I'm sure you guys have seen these beautiful bottles. I love this red bottle. It's just sexy. And this is probably it was my favorite of the lot. That's why my brother got it for me. And this one actually, as far as like the cold weather, this one really sings in the cold weather. This is, out of all the four, I think this would be the best cold weather fragrance. This one is definitely rich and soft, fresh and sweet, leathery and seductive is all get out. I absolutely love this. And to be 100% honest with you, when I smelled Danger in the Parfum, years ago, I wasn't all that crazy about it. Not the case now. The leatheriness in this is just, yes, it's unisex, but to me, this one really kind of comes off masculine and definitely going to demand attention when you walk in the room. This one has amazing performance. I think it was like 12 hours easily. It may have been longer because actually when I woke up the next morning, I was just like, I was still catching wafts of it. They were faint wafts, but after 12 hours and then sleeping like 7 hours, That's saying a lot. Let me go ahead and read Danger's olfactory description to you. A rich, sensual base of ambergris, vanilla, musk, leather, and tonka bean is freshened by leafy galbanum and rhubarb, sublimated by lavender, tarragon, bergamot, and lemon, with touches of sweetness from jasmine, violet, and lily of the valley, before being warmed by cedarwood, patchouli, wood notes, oak moss, vetiver, clove, and cumin. For the citrus pop that they added to the opening of this, they use lemon, lavender, and tarragon. And let me tell you, it is amazing. I am thoroughly impressed with this line. I love the openings. There are a little bit of variations as far as like longevity and performance with these versus the other ones. There's also price differences, and these are very cool looking bottles. The presentation on the Parfum are going to be a little more fancy, and of course the price is going to be a little higher. For my taste, for what I like, this is right fancy for this Southern boy to begin with. I haven't owned that many Roja Parfums in my collection. It is a luxury line. It is a little bit out of the norm for me. I do have, some expensive fragrances, but not that many. So I am very, very grateful to Roja Parfums for sending these discovery atomizers out to me, and extremely grateful to my brother for giving me this full presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed this. These are my thoughts on them. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them for you. And in closing, be disruptive, wear what you want, when you want, have fun. Make sure that you're subscribed to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Activate that notifications bell, smash that like button, leave us some comments down below. We'll see you next time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.